Here, near and far. Allow me please to reflect the words of Prospect United and Blacktown football icon Brian VELLA himself. Hayley, we know you're watching this tonight. You are in the thoughts and prayers of everyone in this place and everyone watching on TV. Now I speak to you. To those able, I urge you to look for the GoFundMe link attached to this live stream. Any recent post will contain it as well. Look for the orange ribbon. I can proudly, so proudly say we are above $23,000. Thank you so much. Hayley has a rare form of aggressive acute leukemia present in 0 to 5-year-olds. Brian is extremely grateful for the generosity and kindness from all who have donated so far or sent a special message. Special mention has to go out to Lucas Clark of Prospect, Owen Leave, the BDSFA Spartans GM, Chris Camilleri, the Prospect TD, Legia, the kit manufacturers of both of these clubs who designed special jerseys for Prospect United, which is just absolutely fantastic, and the board of all three entities involved. The final and the most integral line I'd like to take from my conversation with Brian VELLA himself is this. He hopes this can become a yearly event where this community can band together and raise money for those in need. A reminder, this is the VELLA Cup. An occasion, and a new one at that, where football is the vessel where we raise money ahead of the 2-year-long recovery and fight from leukemia that young Hayley VELLA is about to undergo. Please, I urge, donate if you are able. And thank you for being here in support of football and things much greater than it here tonight. My name is Mark DePoli. I'm joined by Matthew Hubbard, a long-time servant of the Blacktown football community as well. We are here intended to take you through the occasion and, of course, the footballing match, of which there is much importance as well for these two entities in front of us. Let's chat about the football now, starting with the Spartans, who sit pretty on top after a third of the season. 7 wins and 2 draws is a great return after 10 matches. And a return to the NPL after a decade on the nose is on the cards. As the two teams walk out, Prospect, they sit second last but 5 points above Inter Lions, who are currently in the basement spot. It is a crucial local derby of which points are of extreme importance to both of these two teams at either ends, the head and the tail respectively, of the League One men's table. Once again, my name is Mark DePoli. We are here for the Hayley VELLA Cup. The donation link is spread around many social media pages. This one, the Spartans page, the Prospect page. And there they are. And look at the banners. Maddie, I'll bring you in. You've known Brian VELLA a long, long time, the VELLA family a long, long time. What has he and what has the VELLAs brought to football in this part of the world?
Yeah, Brian pretty much is, part of Blacktown. He is BDSFA. He's helped a lot of young kids, coaches, people of all ages. He's pretty much a legend of Blacktown, actually. I actually spoke to him for 40 minutes today, and he's actually over the moon that the community's come together for such a, honour today to, of his daughter that's battling this cancer. So shout out to her. Keep fighting. You'll beat it. And we're all with you.
Heck yeah. Hayley, if you have just tuned in, a reminder, the message from your father ahead of this game, I'm sure of which he's had many conversations with you, but he just wanted us to remind you through the screen that he loves you and that everybody in this community loves you, and we are all behind you in this journey. Right, a shake of the hands between the two teams, of which there was a real fiery 20s match prior to this, which Prospect walked away with the points from. Allow me to go through the lineups of these two. And once again, thanks for being here. And don't be shy of that GoFundMe page if you are in the position to do so. Anthony Bouzanis will certainly help with that charge towards the NPL, or at least a return to it. He begins in goal for the Spartans. Alex Casella picked up an assist for the solitary goal with a gorgeous cross in the League One men's match of the round in round 2 against Western City Rangers earlier this season. He's at right back, while Austin Booth and Blake Illich, the latter who is the club's reigning player of the year, is a partnership nearing on impregnable after 10 straight starts, this being 11 together. Angus Chance has a goal to his name this year, and he's at left back looking for a first foray into the NPL NPL world in his career. Josh Bartolotto was integral last week in the top of the table win here over Northern Tigers, as were the 63 minutes contributed by signing of the season contender Maxim Kasalovic. Academy graduate Riley Chappell is in the 7 jersey and is off to the left. And on the other side is 4-year servant Suli Bangura, who is, of course, got a goal to his name as 2. Through the middle of those 2 is goal-scoring revelation Darcy Elam, only into his 2nd year at the club, behind the league's 2nd top goal scorer, Aidan Kara, who's got 8 from his 10 matches. For Prospect, Stefan Gilio begins in nets, another one who's been around the local parts and plenty of the NPL spots in recent years, most recently from Western City Rangers. It's a back four that features 2 academy graduates, one of which the first being Sean Bidding, then it's former Mounties man Josh O'Carney, the side of Marko Sinovic, and other academy graduate Gabriel Valchik, who is certainly one to keep an eye on for the future. An average age of 20 and a half in this back line, by the way. Another former Spartan is William Di Martino in midfield. It's Dimos Vlachos who partners him, and they are both behind Japanese baller Rio Hirose in the 8th jersey, occupying the 10 position. Top scorer Praneet Singh dons the 10 jersey. He's joined by Marco Tupainen and Michael Singh. The wingers may be unrelated by birth, but hoping to be linked with their footballing vernacular, both having the last name Singh, of course. One is Michael, one is Praneet, one wears 7, one wears 10. Matty Hubbard, any names that stick out to you? I think you've played against a couple in a couple of Battle for Blacktown matches in years gone by.
Yeah, there's a few quality players from Bow Squad. I haven't actually had anything to do with Prospect, but obviously they've got an average age of, 21. So the future for that club is going to be, amazing. So good luck to Prospect, but Blacktown Spartans have some class all over the field.
Certainly they do. It's only been one match of the round as we get underway, by the way, that the Prospect have featured in prior to today. That was in a 2-all draw, a fight-back 2-all draw with Dulwich Hill, which has always been a real solid club in this division, a very well-known club out towards more the east of Sydney, as the Spartans put their foot on the ball, coming off the back of a 3-2 win over Northern Tigers last week, and in the 20s as well, where they won 2-1. Matty, I'll report to you that Maxim Kasalovic, who spent 2 years at Apia before they posted saying that they were devastated to lose him after he joined the Blacktown Spartans earlier this season, only making his 4th appearance and 2nd start tonight. But he got the assist for the goal that I'm telling you, it was 26 passes in tandem by the Spartans against Northern Tigers to bring it back to 1-all in that match. Absolutely fantastic. He is my player to watch. He got 63 minutes last week. I wonder if in his 4th match, this being his 2nd start, as I just mentioned, he might finally get a full 90 under his belt, but came to the Central Coast Mariners Academy, was part of technically the treble-winning side the last couple of years in the greatest period of Central Coast's history at A-League level, and then he came across to RP, spent 2 years there, now he's here at Spartans. What a signing. Here is Alex Casella, who was integral in that match of the round win against Western City Rangers early in the year, and here is Aidan Kara, whose heat map should, you would think, be through the middle, but he loves to come off to the right, often to link up here with Suleiman Bangura. Drops it back in towards Darcy Elam. 5 goals to his name this year. A revelation, as I mentioned, in terms of goal scoring. Typically a winger, has the stature of a fleet-footed one, that's for sure, but he's turned into a real prolific number 10. I'm intrigued to see how his role ebbs and flows.
We're at about 27 passes here already. This is great football by Blacktown to start.
Prospect haven't touched the ball, Matty. A reminder, this is the VELLA Cup. Tonight we are raising, and have already raised, nearly $24,000 for young Hayley Vella, who is battling and is at the start, right at the very start of a 2-year recovery from a real aggressive leukemia. There are GoFundMe links all over the social media pages, including on this one that you clicked on to get here too. So if you would be so generous and are in a position to donate, please, if you could, it would be very much greatly appreciated. And forward they come through Aidan Kara. Prospect still, well, they get a first touch on the ball. It is a clearance as they sit in hope at the moment, just trying to withstand the barrage that is the Blacktown Spartans, who are started hot in the season, then had a couple of shaky results. That couple of shaky results, I should say, was a draw and then a loss. But since then, 7 wins out of their 10 matches. It's been fantastic. This could fall to the danger man, Kara, who's second in the Golden Boot race, wants to go top and so nearly did. Gee, that's an end of the pitch that he loves to score at. He loves this venue, and he nearly had a very, very early goal. 3 minutes in. The combination plays right now by Jimmy Demetriou's Blacktown Spartans, of which he's only entering his first full year of management, if you like, having taken over towards the back end of last off of Ben Rollison. what he's got this team playing is teetering on NPL worthy. Austin Booth, it looks a little under hip, but Anthony Buzanis, he's 30 years old this year. He's one of the more experienced players in the side, which is crazy to think that the former Sydney FC man is into his prime goalkeeping years now, after what seems like a stone's throw ago that he was still coming through the ranks in the old MYL side. Kyra looks to flick it in behind with the reverse ball. First touch here for superstar winger Praneet Singh, who goes for the clip into the wind to find his namesake Michael Singh, I do believe, on the far side, who is hustling and bustling the former Central Coast United man. He turns it back to another new signing. This time it was from Mounties. It's Josh Okan, who's put it onto the roof. Matty Hubbard, prospect, just surviving at the moment.
Yeah, I think they're, trying to settle into the game here and structurally sit, defensively and not let Blacktown get in behind them too early. But, they are young, so they will change their tactics soon. I think start the press spot and try and win some more ball.
Good hustle there, and eventually prospect come away with it by hook or by crook. Praneet Singh, that is the one who's open. Picked up 15 goals last season, did the number 10 Praneet Singh. A breakout campaign in 2025. Featured on the NPL New South Wales podcast a couple of weeks ago, where he spoke about an incredible promotion campaign. Matty Hubbard, you'd be familiar with it. And the Camilleri clan, in tandem with Brian VELLA, of course, beating Bonnyrigg across 2 legs. One of those legs was played here for, let's call it, regulation concerns, and it was one of the greatest 2-legged contests we've seen in Australian football, I have to say.
Yeah, Chris Camilleri does a top job at prospect, even with the juniors. You go and look at their teams now, the 13s to 18s, they're pretty much winning every competition at the moment, so he's doing really good there.
On that far side, Angus Chance, who replaces the former Sydney United stalwart Christian Gonzalez, who was supposedly out tonight through sickness and illness. It's becoming that changing of the season now as Kozalovic gets on the ball, where everybody develops a cough and a cold, and then it's gone, and then all of a sudden it's winter and everybody needs jackets. It's the time where the system, your body's system, is recovering and altering after plenty of hot months and a real humid start to 2026. Austin Booth, who's played his football all over the world and whose footballing DNA has run hot for a couple of generations. Oh, he nearly gives it away with a square pass to find the reigning Spartans men's first grade player of the year in Blake Illich, formerly of NWS Spirit. Tried to burst that through the midfield line directly to find his number 98 in Kyra, but Kyra gave the ball away of all people. Riley Chappell tussling for it. Suleiman Bangora is there. He picks it up. He was looking for a second goal of his season. 10 different goal scorers for the Blacktown Spartans, but 8 of them have come through Kyra. 5 more have come through Elam. The rest are all solitary goal scorers, believe it or not. Bartolotto just recycles it. Sends that out wide to given away. And prospect through Vlachos have a chance to come forward for the first time. Praneet Singh is on for the crossfield switch of play. If Dimos Vlachos can find him in behind, he doesn't. Well intercepted there by Blake Illich. And a first touch with the feet for Anthony Buzanis, who finds Austin Booth. 27 he turns this year. Just his first year at the club. His first 11 appearances have seen his side return to the top of League One men's table. Kyra looks to turn provider. Cleared away, and it comes here on the edge to young Marko Sinozic. Recycled and won back by Bartolotto, who was reeling, I'm sure, a couple of rounds ago when he picked up a red card. Had to miss a few rounds. Bartolotto has only made a handful of appearances for a guy who's a stalwart and has been for approaching 3 full years at the Spartans. Booth, square pass to find Illich. Kasalovic receives it back from Kyra, who again is just happy to play all over the pitch, up and down. One back well there, and prospects have been able to keep it and form a triangle that involves the Japanese diminutive brilliant number 8, Rio Hirose. Testing ball out wide, and it's kept alive excellently well here by Gabriel Valchik, an 18s grand final winner 2 years ago, alongside some talent who will come off the bench, I'm sure, in the second half. But he's the pick of the bunch, it seems, considering he's starting at left back at only 18 years old. Dimos Vlachos picks it up and runs forward. Chances taking a tumble, and that'll be one that doesn't test Anthony Bouzanis at all. But Prospect are showing a couple more signs here, Matty.
Yeah, they are. They're starting to get in the game now, so which is good to see. I mean, as I said before, I spoke to Brian today, and he said the Prospect either they start good or they actually start slow. In the last few games, they started slow, but come home well in the second half. So maybe, they're starting slow and starting to get into the game.
Got to be one of the best attended League One men's, if not entire, NPL system matches of the entire year. Look at the number of people here, and there are a mix of family members, probably half of the Malta diaspora living in this part of the world. There are media staff here and there given away as it's picked up by Rio Hirose, who then finds Tupainen and then sent out wide to Michael Singh, who's into the box now, a chance to square it. There were runners everywhere, and then the shot comes at goal. It was blocked on the 6-yard line by Booth. Prospect had the best chance of the game after 8 minutes and somehow left reeling by the fact that Booth stood positionally perfect to block the shot. Out it goes for a throw. Momentum kept hot by the Spartans, or will it be? No. Slowed down a little bit. What a move that was, but a silly giveaway on a rough old pitch by Bartolotto, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what Prospect are going to try and capitalise on here. If Blacktown turn it over from trying to keep football, a silly mistake, and I think they're going to counter quickly.
Well, that's where this great Prospect side, who are, I'm sure, still in good spirits despite the tough start to the season and the increased quality that they're facing following their promotion year. And that's what they're capable of. They're going to cause handfuls throughout the 90, but it is 9 minutes into the first ever VELLA Cup. A reminder to search for the GoFundMe link and look for the orange ribbon specifically if you're struggling to find it, as we raise money for young Hayley Vella, who is battling leukemia. A real aggressive one too, and a 20-year servant of the Blacktown football community and his respective family here. We're raising money for them as an
early card.
Yes, indeed. As we head back to the football, it's Dimos Vlahos, and the soon-to-be 25-year-old in his 4th year at the club. This is his 7th out of 11 starts and his first yellow of the season right there. Now, on replay here, either side could put their foot on the ball. I actually thought it might have been Rio Hirose.
Yeah, that was a bit unfair for him there.
Well, if it is, Dimos has picked it up. The man who occupies the number 6 position for Prospect is going to be on real thin ice for the rest of the game. Confirmation, I'm sure, will come soon. Ball delivered in by Angus. Chance looks really deep. Should be easy for Gilio. Instead, it was actually clipped away by Josh Okan. It's picked up here by Bangura, who's into the box onto his right foot. Shivers it across the face of goal. It's allowed to bounce once, then twice, and then Chance on the follow-up. It finds Kara, I think, on the turn, and Prospect finally get it away and put it into a really populated part of the stands. Heads up, guys. Chances brewing at either end. Riley Chappell keeps it alive from the long throw-in. Cleared away with real comprehension that time. And it'll bounce once and then twice before finding Bouzanis, who gets it under control. The nearest Prospect player being Marko Tupainen, a Finnish last name, by the way. He's actually eligible for the Finnish national team to take over from Teemu Pukki, perhaps, who's just recently retired. Oh, that's a testing ball, but Casella's pass with flying colours. The number 21 goes back to Austin Booth. On the halfway line is Sully Bangura, but he bypasses that with a long ball. Looking for Aidan Kara, who wins most of his aerial duels, but in that occasion he was beaten to it by the Academy graduate of Prospect. Really well done there by Sean Bidding. Ball put into the box. Towards the back stick, unmarked completely.
Quality.
Darcy Ellum picks up goal number 6. Spartans have goals all over the pitch, and it's Darcy Ellum again who has one. Prospect fell asleep for just a moment. And the brilliant, diminutive midfielder crashes one into the roof of Stefan Gilio's net. Have a look at this. It's picked up by Kara, who somehow has acres of space. It is a gorgeous ball in despite the deflection. In fact, the deflection actually made it harder for Darcy Ellum to get under control. But no matter, it is a brilliant ball in from the hustle of Bangura to find Kara, who turns provider. And it's a swap of roles, if you like. Great finish by the number 11 Ellum.
I think there was a bit of miscommunication in the back line there. They didn't know who was tracking or who was following that player at the back stick.
Attempted a pirouette past Bangura by Praneet Singh, but it was a body-to-body between the two respective number 10s of both these sides, and Prospect get the ball. Hirose One of the best to watch on the pitch tonight. He will be. Dangerous, searching ball. Nicely done there by Sinazic to eventually find Okan. Sends it in behind. It looks a little overcooked. Can he keep it alive, Praneet Singh? If anyone can, he can. Up, out.
I think the goal might, open this game now, might actually allow Prospect to not sit back and get the ball and attack. So we might see some tactics change here from Prospect.
Well, that'll be interesting. Spartans, despite having only played 10 games, this being their 11th, have actually come from behind to win 3 matches from losing positions. Well, they are in a winning position now. You can all but suggest, at least by the indications from the previous 10 rounds to this being round 11, that they are well on their way to win number 8 from 11. Sinazic picks it up, finds Vlahos, and Dimos Vlahos gives it back to young Marko Sinazic. Tucked back inside, cutely there by Valchik. Sent out wide. A change of hands of possession on several occasions there, eventually picked back up by Prospect. Here is the young'un, Sean Bidding. Ball in behind, Chance will be able to see that go out. Matty, I tell you what, as a former Spartans representative yourself, this is some of the best football I've seen, and I've been here for more than half a decade watching the Spartans play. This is some of the best football I've seen them play, certainly in my time here. What's your take on that?
Oh, even back in my time, I don't think we would knock the ball around this many times. This is pretty quality stuff, actually. To keep the ball at least, 30 times every time they got the ball, it's just quality to watch. I mean, there's not a bad pass or a 50-50 ball. Everything's solid, players' feet. Everyone's checking in, checking out. Left winger, right winger. There's just players moving everywhere.
Oh, this is utterly fantastic to watch. Something of real high quality is brewing here. If Bangora scores this, it'll be a goal of the season contender. Not quite to be because of the brilliant work of Gilio. That's exactly why they brought him in, and that's exactly why he wanted to start after spending a lot of the season on the bench last year. Beautiful save, but the work of Spartans in the build-up. This is mesmerising football.
You can definitely tell why they're on top of the table with this kind of football.
Oh my goodness. The purists should switch their screens from the Premier League title race to this. This has been great to watch. And Prospect hitting them on the counter has been equally as fun to watch. Now look, speaking of Premier League leaders, look at how they're bunching up in the box. Delivered in by Chance. Good ball allowed to bounce once, then twice. Oh, and then Vlahos. And eventually in tandem with Josh Okan, get it away. It falls all the way back to Casella, who drops it back to his keeper. And Buzanas, well, the real estate agent has about a good 100 square yards to work with there. Dimos Vlahos. Well won there by Casella, but well won, yes. But the direction of the header, not great. Out into touch. It'll be picked up here by young Gabriel Valchik. 19 he turns this year, an academy graduate. This is his 10th from 11 available starts. That's a fantastic return rate for a young and in defence, no less. Uncontested in the air, well won there. Flicked infield by Praneet Singh to Paynan's trying to turn and win a foul. He just about does. Good call by the referee. 17 minutes into the VELLA Cup. A reminder, we're on the path to eclipsing $24,000 raised for young Hayley VELLA, who is battling a 2-year recovery from leukemia. And the family of the Vellas is one that is well renowned in these parts for the best part of 2+ decades. So if you can donate, please do so generously. Delivered in Sinazic. Good ball right on the 18-yard marking. It should be clearing out. Well, if it did come off a Spartan's head, it'll be a corner that it is. Prospect have a chance here. Spartans have the height, and it looks like they have some defensive set-piece and attacking set-piece plans stored away. But what can Prospect spring surprises with? 11 rounds into the season, 10.5 basically, if you like. Prospects have a -11 goal difference. They've only scored on 8 occasions. Be great to get number 9 right here. One hand raised. Ball delivered in towards the front post. Good ball it was. Spartans clear it upwards rather than outwards. It's bouncing. Casella cleared away there by Illich. Under control. Ball back in again. Flicked on. It's a glancing header from Spartans towards a Prospect player. It's recovered here by Michael Singer. First foray down this near channel. Under hit shot. Might have bounced kindly down.
Free kick.
Oh, wow. Well, there was most certainly contact there, but apparently it was too ridden. As Okan sends that to the former Mounties man way into touch behind the spectators. They're asking Prospect, how on earth is it not a free kick? How on earth have we got a yellow and the cheese to our name, but somehow the Spartans here at home don't? It is a valid question they ask, but the referee waves away the concerns and on we go. Credit to Prospect for just getting along with it. Casella looking for a free orange jersey. Spartans top of the table in the live table. They'll stay right there. Other results happening here tonight. Well, other games happening here tonight. Kicked off a little bit earlier was Bankstown City Lions versus Hills United. Hills United coming off the back of a late loss in round 10 where they gave up 2 goals to Newcastle Jets. Bankstown City Lions, of course, who had a really, really particularly good off-season to remember. Really well done there. Body roll by PT himself, Josh Bartolotto. So that's a moment right there where you can look at it and go, hey, he knows what he's talking about. Core strength, 100 out of 100. Bangura, a swap of rings and a real positive dart in behind. Progressive running was fantastic on display there, and he wins a free kick. That's great work by Bangura. That's exactly, Matty, what you want your winger to do.
Yeah, I think he's dangerous when he gets the ball at his feet and runs at players. Yeah, I'd hate to be a defender trying to mark up against him.
Speaking of Bankstown City Lions, there is a certain game on 12 June here at BFP, which, by the way, I'll be covering for the League One men's. 8:15 p.m. on a Friday night. I'm excited for what could be a first v second around that time. Angus Chance will deliver this ball in. It's a good-looking ball towards the back stick. It's cleared away, but it falls in what looked like in line with the penalty spots. Praneet Singh is there. He gives it away of all people. Elam, the sole goal scorer of today, finds Booth. And they're both showing their different attempts at how to dribble, and you can see Ellen was more of the fleet-footed option, and Austin Booth was using that amazing frame to his advantage. And in doing that, in holding off 2, he wins a free kick. In fact, it will just be a throw. And back it goes to Booth. Austin Booth returning to Australia this year, joining from Taunton Town in non-league in England. He is English, of course. Born there. Bartolotto. Lovely to find Casella out wide, but he got his touch wrong, but it was really difficult in truth to do so. Sinozic sends that one in behind. Chance is going to be tested here. It's found Tupainen, the former MPL 3 Player of the Year, looking to tee one up for himself. He's got 3 goals to this name this year. Oh, my word. Praneet Singh, who's got 5, nearly made it 6 emphatically. It's been a day of wonderful attempts and heart attack football. And Praneet Singh nearly brought the house down for what feels like a Prospect home crowd.
Obviously a good touch by the keeper there to knock it onto the crossbar.
Well, let's have a look at it on replay here. Turpainen did so well looking to really lock down his starting position shots. It did take a touch from Anthony Bouzanis. Look at the reaction behind the goal of everybody who's looking to suck the ball into the net. Corners in quick succession. Prospects growing into this game. That's a really good ball. Header came in. Last touch pivotal. Referee, big decision to make. Corner we get again. Prospect growing into this one. So the first on this near side for the visitors, who only play their football quite literally a stone's throw from here. It's not quite PSG and Paris FC, but it is pretty close. Just across the road at Blacktown International Sports Park, BISP if you like. This is BFP, Blacktown Football Park. In-swinger, one arm raised again. Ball delivered in. Really good ball. Okam was there. Michael Singh thought about going for the ball, didn't he? Leave that ball was going out the whole way, and a leapfrog of defence by Darcy Ellen to kick that ball towards N Aquilina Reserve. 23 minutes into the Haley VELLA Cup. A reminder to please donate generously if you haven't already. We're approaching $24,000 raised for young Haley, who's battling leukemia. Throw-in taken. One back here by Dimos Vlahos.
It's a good spell here from Prospect the last 5-10 minutes. They've got a lot of ball here.
Yeah, it's been really good to watch as they grow into the game. Nice positive touch there to come forward by Sinozic. Sent out wide. Singh is there. Can he get it under control? Bangura doing his defensive duties as a winger, and Chance, the actual wide defender, clears it away. Ball back in, though, and that'll be easy pickings for big, tall Anthony Bouzanis. William Di Martino is the right back of Prospect tonight, a former Spartan representative, of course. Scored an incredible goal against Bankstown City Lions a couple of years ago in the dying stages of the game. A Trivella half volley from outside the box down the left-hand side of your screens to make it 1-1 in what was a match of the round occasion. It was beautiful to watch. Ball delivered in towards Praneet Singh. It might fall for him, but he was offside, so he's urged Marco Tupainen to get it under control. And he had to chase it down, and he forced enough for this to go back towards Valchik, who delivers it in. It's a bit of an under-hip ball, but it might find its way kindly to the Japanese brilliant midfielder who delivers a brilliant ball in, and it's cleared away. When struck on the half, and never really testing the goalkeeper who watched it go harmlessly wide. But Prospect growing.
Yes, they are. Obviously, just seen then. And Prospect are on attack, and Spartans had 10 behind the ball. So Spartans obviously starting to feel a bit concerned here.
Trouble in paradise. The Newcastle Jets are losing right now in the A-League. Charles and Duke has got Melbourne victory 2-1 up. Could have won the premiership here tonight. Speaking of premiership, Spartans looking good for promotion this year. They've got a 1-goal lead right now. That means they've taken themselves to 8 wins from 11. 2 draws and a loss thrown in there too, at least on the live ladder, should the game stay the way it is right now. Ilic bounces it there with Maxim Kasalovic, the former Arpia man. Great progressive pass through the lines to find Kara, who feeds that ball in behind. He's got an assist already. He finds Bangura. Holds it up well. Elam is free in the box right now. Now he's marked. Bangura's allowed Prospect to get back into the box. It comes its way back to Bangura in the number 10 jersey. Still switched of wings from where he started. Kara twisting, turning, sending it out wide. There is Casella, who we know can cross. Can he deliver another peach? It's looking a little lofty, that one. It's way too lofty. Out it goes for a goal kick. 25 minutes into the VELLA Cup. A reminder to donate if you haven't already, as young Haley battles leukemia. The VELLA family, a much loved one in these parts of the football world. Desperate for a second goal, I think, the Blacktown Spartans. Oh, really strong aerial work there. Oh, both. And the second time he goes down in a real heap there, but then he gets back to his feet once he knows he's not going to win the free kick. Then he does win the free kick. A flash of lightning, perhaps the win across the sky there. I'm not sure. I hope not. It's already pretty late on a Friday. Back underway we are from that free kick. Still only one slice of cheese been shown by the referee here tonight. Reminder to those who might be viewing as Prospect fans, your 20s picked up a massive win, which would be good for your club championship hopes into Lions. Still 5 points behind you in a first-grade context, though, which is quite the alleviating feeling, I'm sure. Long season still to go. 1/3 of it passed on by, though. This is round 11 of 30. This has gone towards Chance aerially, and Michael Singh neither touched the ball, and it will be Spartans from the throw. 26 minutes into this game. Who's impressed you out there tonight, Matty?
Oh, I think is it what is his name?
Bangura.
Bangura is probably the most dangerous player for Spartans tonight. I think him running at defenders. I think Prospect have their young kids are growing into this game. But now we have some rain coming down. I'll make it interesting.
Oh, no, not interesting at all. I hope that it doesn't frighten away a real lively and gracious crowd who have come out here tonight in support of a really good cause. But we've had to shut our... Yep, you know, that sounds like hail to me. That's not a nice sound at all. Anyway, Angus Chance has a chance to put in a good ball. It was right towards the keeper. And now everybody, there's a mad scramble to get underneath some shade. The rain has come out of nowhere. Oh, it's come down hard out of absolutely nowhere. It's pandemonium in the stands, which is really great because on the far side... It's going to look fantastic when every single one of these fans moves into the view of the camera. Well, it's going to look like a packed-out stadium. Anyway, Spartans have the ball still. And just like that, the rain might just be gone. And everyone returns to their seats. Casella to find Booth. right on the halfway line in this near side underneath the nose of the camera. Receives it back again, does the Englishman Booth. Clips it between his legs and sends it back to the deepest man, not wearing a keeper's jersey or gloves. Ilic, who then finds Bartolotto. Interesting to see Maxim Kasalovic is the further forward of the two deep-lying midfielders. Casella cuts back. There was meant to be rain around 9 o'clock. We're hitting that rain right now. It should be gone by the end of the half. Well covered there in the end by Gabriel Valchik. A young and fullback on a young and fullback. And it's the younger of the two who came away with the ball but gave away the corner. And Spartans have a real height advantage against most teams and especially a rather young prospect side. Well, the rain has returned. It's coming down real hard here too. This is testing conditions. Ball delivered in towards the back stick. Kyra was there. It's fallen on the penalty spot. It's cleared by Praneet Singhal. A flash of lightning is not a good sign for the context of this game. Man, this has come out of absolutely nowhere. Oh, it's slippery too. The throw-in thrown into the air. Not with the air. As Spartans leave that one out, they'll get a throw-in from it as they cross the halfway line. I'm almost positively sure you could see the ferocity at which this rain is coming down now. It'll be gone before you know it. Another flash of lightning. I'm getting concerned about how long this game can go on before the referee is forced to call it. And by call it, I mean we're talking half an hour delays and potentially a reschedule if it doesn't change. He's had another look at his watch there. The rules don't immediately come to my head, but I believe if it's before a certain time, you immediately cut and paste into a separate date. Yellow card will be dished out here. This will be the easiest cheese of the night for Josh O'Can, the former Mounties man. Picked up a goal this season, and now he has a yellow card to his name as the Spartans continue to apply the pressure on a prospect side that are feeling the pinch. Oh. Well, the wind is coming in almost, or the rain is coming in from the wind almost sideways right into the eyes of those running left to right. Carnage out here at Blacktown Football Park. Angus Chance will have his umpteenth cross into the box via a set piece in this first half. It's only 32 minutes into it. 1-0 it is to the Spartans thanks to Darcy Ellam's 6th of the season. Chance. Deep ball to the back stick. Ilic was asking for it. Ellam with a good touch away from danger. Kept alive by Chance, who resurrected the play. Gets past one, a huge crack of lightning. I'm not sure how long this can go on for. Good ball in. Spartans looking to make it 2 before the game gets postponed as we send that ball in behind. But unfortunately for Rio Hirose, just couldn't get enough body on that ball. And away it went from him. Darcy Ellam in that number 11 jersey. Yes, he's got a goal to his name, but even outside of that, he's been doing amazing things on and around the ball. A lovely touch. Oh, big coming together there. Bartolotto, that hurt. Well, the rain has calmed down a little bit. Would you be happy to play the role of weatherman, Matty? How long have we got to go?
I reckon you'd have maybe 5 to 10 max and it'll disappear and everyone will come out from the 100-seat grandstand over there and come back and sit on both sides of the field.
Wet bottoms it'll be in the second half. Spartans 1 to the good against their geographical rivals, Prospect United. That's a testing ball. Yeah, far too testing by Booth. He's done that a couple of times, but that's the first time where it's actually impacted the Spartans' possession. Throw-in taken towards Hirose. Bounced back to the throw-in taker and Valchik gave it away, but he's haphazardly won it back off of Bangura there. Ellam, the goal scorer. Testing chance, but he takes no chances and heads it back to Buzanis in net. Approaching 9 p.m., which means we're approaching the end of the first half. 33 and a half minutes played. Booth takes 10 steps before sending this one long with a lot of backspin, looking for Elam. Rides the challenge beautifully. Flips it back to Casella. Kasalovic, just his 4th game for the club. Casella's done well there, as has Praneet Singh, but then he gave it away of all people. Well intercepted there by the young man bidding. Vlachos in the 15 jersey. Crosses the halfway line. He's made 30 yards here. Call him Rory McIlroy, but that's not quite a masterful shot. And out it will be for a Busanis goal kick on 34 minutes exactly. Rain returning. I can see a lot of cars leaving the precinct. That's not a good sign.
Means I'll go home and tune on YouTube.
That's a good point. Make sure you leave a like if you haven't on the live stream already, but more importantly, go and look for that GoFundMe link. This is the VELLA Cup, which the Spartans are in the lead of. But today is more importantly about raising money for the family of Hayley Vella, who is suffering through, but has shown really good signs in a battle with leukemia. A 2-year road to recovery ahead of her. Spartans will have a throw on 35. 10 to go in the first. Look at the bunch up of fans by the canteen. Can't imagine it'll be closing at halftime. Bless you. Crossing the halfway line is Ilic. It's come all the way back to Booth, who's played the long sprayer a couple of times. As he crosses the halfway line through the central channel, he looks to play it short. It was actually blocked off there by Rio Hirose. It's picked up here again by the Japanese. And he's now taken 5 or 6 touches as he crosses the halfway line and sends it square out wide to Gabriel Valchik, who then finds Praneet Singh, who drops it back into Marko Sinozic. Sinozic to find Sean Bidding. Oh, lovely progressive running from centre-back here by Sean Bidding, and the pass was just a little bit under hit. Casella read it really well, but now there's Sinozic in place of Sean Bidding, and he just got the pivotal touch there as Spartans looked to hound on what would have been a real pivotal moment in the game. They survive, but I really like the intent there from young Sean Bidding. Oh, ball in behind, at least attempted. It was won back by the Spartans, and then a pot shot taken from distance bounces harmlessly out for a goal kick. Praneet Singh, I like your swagger. Keep doing what you're doing, young man. You've hit the crossbar once. You've come close from 35 yards. Maybe the next one will bear fruit. 36 minutes played, 1-0 to the Spartans, who have been good for their lead, but prospect of not bowed over quite in the way that Spartans have made other teams do this season. Are we past the rain finally, perhaps? No. Busanis, living real dangerously, but that's good footwork, but got caught under the feet there of Casella, and prospect of a throw from a real nosebleed section of the pitch. Can they hold possession here for a little bit? Dimos Vlachos gets past 2, but he hasn't got one to aim for in the middle yet, and Valchik was there. Was it kept in? It was not, so prospect will have a second bite of the cherry here from that same sort of position. Valchik has an assist to his name this year. Takes the throw in towards Dimos Vlachos. Tried to win a corner there, and in kicking it towards an orange kit, he's given it away, and then he gives it off of his left boot out for a throw. Dimos Vlachos, another one who's come across from Mounties, but he did so 4 years ago. This is his 4th year at the club for the former Western Sydney Wanderer Marconi man. Found a home here at Prospect, it seems. Integral last season to the promotion push where he... Oh, pot shot comes in, and I think it took something of a deflection there. Yes, it was. It was a corner. So good work here by Prospect to have put the pressure on Spartans, who can't quite play their way out of danger. And in doing so, they win themselves, or concede the Spartans, a set piece. And Prospect have been good for their money so far. Let's see what happens here. Casella drops it into Booth. Casella tried to square it into danger, and he did square it into danger, and then Ilic had to just sort of jockey his man. So Prospect will have the corner. They have plenty of numbers up there. Spartans have all but one back. Josh O'Can is looking for it. He's got a goal to his name already this season. He's hunting for this one. O'Can is there. He nearly got up as high as Buzanis. Unbelievable athleticism. There's a Spartan hard on the deck here who went down underneath Josh O'Can. Geez, wouldn't want to get in his way. A rampaging run towards the back stick. I think that's Darcy Elam. "39 minutes played." Good handling there by Buzanis. Well, slipping was Kasalovic on a surface that is approaching a decade and a half of use since it was first paved. And I've been told that it's the end of this year in the off-season when it will finally undergo a needed makeover. And an extension too, allegedly. You didn't hear it from me. You heard it from Matt Hubbard.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Put my name to it.
Prospect feeling the bite of frustration there. You could see it on the facial expression there of Praneet Singh, Austin Booth, first-time pass infield. Kyra, who we've barely seen on the ball lately, flicks that ball in behind excellently well. Elam's recovered from his near-fatal fall underneath Josh O'Can. And he's okay. And he wins his side a corner. Another flash of lightning. 9 p.m. it's reached. 5 minutes left to go in this first half. Oh, a slip there by Riley Chappell as it's cleared away there by Bidding. Oh, I thought that for a second looked under hit. It was not. Perfectly done to get past Tupainen. Oh, now Illich is the one who's living dangerously. Bartolotto finally puts his foot on the ball with a bit of composure and a nice pass out wide to Alex Casella, who cuts back inside past Praneet Singh. Chappell is there. An academy graduate who has spent 10 plus years at the club, Riley Chappell. Gives it back to Casella. Lovely interception there by Rio Harase. Good touch, I think, by Sinizic there. And indeed it was. Vlahos lumped forward there by Sean Bidding. 7 out of 11 starts for the man who turns 22 this year. An academy graduate, I might remind you. Bartolotto right on the halfway line being closed down by an equally as effective and impactful midfielder in Rio Hirose. Bangura up against William Di Martino. These two have played together on this pitch before. Crossfield switch attempting to find Casella, who gets it under control, flicks it back into an area where there are orange jerseys and they're able to keep it Spartans. They know where each other are telepathically. This is great to watch at times. They're finally working back into their brilliant best. Kasalovic squares it to Angus Chance. One there by former Spartan Di Martino, but one back by Spartans, almost as if Di Martino was still playing for them. Booth again going for that crossfield switch in behind with a lot of backspin. Kyra, good touch out of the sky, but O'Can did enough to see it through all the way to Stefan Giglio, who is approaching his 10-year anniversary at Coca-Cola. He's been a state business manager for nearly 3 years, 2 years and 11 months to be exact. So if there's a man who can provide a cool glass of goodies after the game, it's him. Lovely touch, Bartolotto. In fact, it was Kasalovic, forgive me, who in the rain is still foraying forward, curling ball into the box, but no orange jerseys there. It was an inch-perfect pass to where someone should have been, but Kyra was busy playing playmaker. Di Martino, I think, on that far side. Oh, lovely work here. I think that's Michael Singh. Hirose runs square, runs diagonal. Lovely pass inside to Dimos Vlahos. No foul, says the ref. Bangura is there, and now there's some gaps at the back. Square pass slows Spartans down a little bit, but the Trivella keeps the move alive. Lovely work, another Trivella. It's Bangura, who's got two to beat in the box. Can he do the first job? He can't. He wins a corner, but my word, that crack of lightning, I'll be honest with you, I'm not really sure how we're still playing this game. But hey, it's been enjoyable to watch. We're going to have a look at that on replay. On 43 minutes we are right now. Look at this bit of interplay here. Look at this, Matty. And I think we just about missed it in the background. Anyway, we have a replay going on behind us, myself and my co-commentator. The VELLA Cup, $24,000, all but raised for young Hayley battling leukemia. Thank you so much for all that you guys have done and donated this last week and a half or so. The rain crashing down as a good corner comes in. Oh, kept alive for the Spartans by Prospect. O'Cannon going on a blistering run forward. He still kept going on. Josh O'Cann still. On he goes still. So Paynen. 3 goals to his name this season. 1 goal for Josh O'Cann. When he basically clawed Prospect out of danger single-handedly himself. Under-hit pass by William Di Martino. Returning back to his somewhat growingly familiar right-back spot. It is a card straight away there for, I think, Angus Chance. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. Yeah, I think Angus Chance, the left-back. So it was Di Martino who actually picked it up, the former Spartan.
And no team will want to concede right on half-time here. Spartans will want the momentum going into half-time.
Oh, Chance is a lucky boy. Bad tackle, cautioned correctly. Michael Singh, the former Central Coast United man, but he's under-hit that pass too. Upended was the sole goal scorer of the evening, Darcy Elam. But we are in now to the 45th minute. Anything being added on here is at the discretion of the referee. I can imagine 1 or 2 minutes. Spartans looking to just get into the sheds. No wetter than they already are, and with their sheets clean. Hirose. O'Cann. Cutting back inside, living with a little bit of danger. Hirose. Palchik sends it in behind. Tupainen is there, but cleared away by Ilic. Hirose is there again. He's everywhere. Rayo Hirose. It's Maxim Kasalovic. The latest to join the squad as Hirose takes him down. Spartans win a free kick. Great show of temperament to just keep calm in that situation. It was an under-hit crossfield switch of play. Chappell competing for the ball with Dimos Vlachos. Sent out wide. Singh, lovely touch inside. Back behind the halfway line now through Di Martino, who's naturally a midfielder but playing it right back as quite similar to what he did as a Spartan as well. That's already 1 minute into added on time. Referee's given us at least 60 seconds more in the rain. That's all we get, 60 seconds and a bit. It's 1-0 to the Spartans in this Football New South Wales League One men's blockbuster. But more importantly, it's the VELLA Cup between the visiting Prospect and the home side Spartans, the Blacktown and Greater Western Sydney community coming together for a great cause, having raised nearly $24,000 as young Hayley VELLA battles a 2-year recovery from leukemia. Thanks to everybody who has been donating and sharing kind messages and are here in support today. Those who have stuck through the rain knowing that they are showing the kind of bravery that the VELLA clan are too. It's 1-0 thanks to Darcy Elam, who received a peach of a cross from Aidan Kyra. Matty Hubbard, who's impressed you out there since I last asked you the same question?
Yeah, I think, both teams have some quality plays all over the park, but, Darcy, Josh in the middle, Berlanti, he's probably Spartans' go-to man. He pivots and turns, and, he's probably the dominant midfielder today, I think. I don't know, Spartans kept a lot of ball to start the game. They drifted out of the game. They kept going, tried to go long over the top of Prospect, but that's not working. I think if they get the ball back on the deck and knock it around, they'll go through Prospect and they'll get another, I reckon 1 to 2 goals in the second half.
It's been really great to watch how the game has ebbed and flowed and how Spartans, you're right, as they really controlled it, then they lost control, but not quite at a terminal rate, and then they were able to win it back, that kind of ascendancy and momentum, and they pressed and they huffed and puffed, but not quite got that goal to really put some daylight in what is a really rather quite cloudy sky. We'll come back in about 10 minutes or so and talk to you about any subs that we know are on the cards. It's certainly wet, wild and windy and rainy, but thank you so much for tuning in, and a reminder to look for that GoFundMe link. We'll see you all in about 10. All right, welcome back. I hope you've brought some towels, and particularly some microfiber ones. It's been a wet and wild first half, which is set to be a little drier in the second, so I hope. We've been able to just about beat the Lightning, and Spartans will return out to the pitch, which they call home with a 1-0 lead, courtesy of an Aidan Kara cross that found its way to Darcy Elam, who picked up his 6th goal of a season where he's the Spartans' second top goal scorer. Matty Hubbard will join you guys back in a sec, but Mark Topoli here to bring you the second half. Reminder, this is the VELLA Cup, the first of its kind. We've raised nearly $24,000 for a very special person who is recovering and has a 2-year recovery following a leukemia diagnosis. And the VELLA family have been heavily involved in Blacktown's corner of the footballing world for the best part of 20-plus years, specifically with Prospect and the BDSFA. And we honour their contributions and their goodwill and the good nature they've shown throughout. Matty Hubbard, join me back up here. You've survived. You somehow look dry. How have you managed that?
Oh, I just went out and played with some kids to entertain them. That, you know, they're having a ball down here tonight from Prospect and Blacktown and the local, you know, BDSFA club. So it was fun to have a kick around with them.
This is an absolutely fantastic event. Prospect get us back underway. They'll be running from left to right across your screen. Thanks for joining us once again. Leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. You can find the GoFundMe link to donate to the VELLA clan via the orange ribbon, which you'll see on plenty of social media posts about your Facebook, YouTube and Instagram pages. Please do donate generously if you are in a position to do so. We really appreciate what has come and what's to come in terms of monetary help. Bit of aerial tennis, aerial ping pong as Austin Booth more comprehensively gets that one away, and Elam went for the flick on. He looked to be landing a little awkwardly there, but he's recovered just fine, and that ball goes all the way back to Giulio in net, who is eligible for Malta. Speaks the language too. Well won there by Angus Chance. Prospects with the recovering to do in the second half. It doesn't look like there's been any changes for either side. I think the one that you might recall too, Matty, is Dion Carl coming off the bench at some point perhaps in the second half for the Blacktown Spartans.
I am looking forward to him. He's a quality young player.
Number 19 jersey you'll be looking out for as Kasalovic recycles and recovers possession for the millionth time already in this game. Booth gets on the ball for Spartans and clears it away in game number 11 for the club officially. First minute of this second half streams on by. There is still rain coming down, by the way, but the wind is all but gone, which makes it a real comfortable viewing experience for all involved. Thanks for sticking by us during the wet times. Sinazic keeps it alive. Beautifully done there by the number 5 to find Tupain and his striker past Rio Hirose with a neat touch by Bartolotto. And Booth will go for the crossfield switch of play. Lots of backspin as per usual. Chappell, who is a person capable of deft touches as that. Given away, Okan, and then clipped by Sinazic to find Di Martino, who's versing his former club here tonight. Sends it back towards Okan. The former Mounties man just goes woof, and away it goes towards the halfway line. Well won there by Blake Illich, flicked over his fellow player in Kasalovic. Touch of the hand there by the already cautioned Angus Chance, who has a chance here with Christian Gonzalez away with sickness, and the left back has had a real meaningful 46 minutes or so as Dimos Vlachos picks up the ball for Prospect. Tried to get back on the ball there, but instead Tupainen got there along with Illich, who lost his shoe in the process there. Elam just recovers the ball back to his centre-back Austin Booth, who wears the number 8 jersey, being closed down by Tupainen. Well, living a little dangerously was Casella there. Anthony Buzanis left it a little late as Tupainen came in. Angus Chance, it bobbles and weaves before it finds his left boot, and Chappell found the same problem with the surface there. It's real difficult to deal with when the rain and the wet starts to settle. Square pass looking for Kyra, who, by the way, hasn't really touched the ball all too much since he got that brilliant assist on 20 minutes or so. Aiden Kyra's sole contribution in that first half in terms of a goal was brilliant, but the hold-up play kind of petered out. I think Prospect has done a really good job of nullifying the big man up top. Michael Singh runs into a central channel, keeps the ball alive. Singh still looking for his first goal in Prospect colours. Drops it back in here to Sinozic, who goes for the ding in behind. It's a good-looking ball. Hirose was there. And Chance has done really well to shepherd him away from danger. Dimos Vlachos has done well in the air against Elam. Dimos Vlachos from distance. Stinging the palms of a goalkeeper who's grateful that it fell right back into them. Buzanis, well claimed. Lays it nice and flat here to former RBO man Kasalovic, former United Central, I should say, Central Coast Mariner Kasalovic too. Di Martino squares it here to the young man, Sean Bidding, who works in cyber security, so it makes total sense that he's a defender. He's used to putting up a wall. It's a shame Praneet Singh will be playing on the far side in this second half. It's been great to watch him underneath our noses in the first. Marco Tupainen. This has been sent out wide by Praneet Singh to William Di Martino. Dimos Vlachos. Michael Singh this time. Cuts one way, then the other past Chance. Now he runs square again. 1-2 with his namesake, getting it back towards Tupainen. Unfortunately for Marco Tupainen. He picked up the one goal last week against Inter Lions in a score draw. Couldn't find the ball back to him. Sorry, Matty.
I was going to say, Prospect have definitely started the better side out of the two teams to come out of the second half. Blacktown Spartans are coming out of the sheds pretty slow here.
Well, that's exactly right. Let's see what Bartolotto and co can do with the first chance to put their foot on the ball 5 minutes into the second. Prospect have had 2 half bites at the cherry in this second. Sansa, no changes as of yet. Rain has now completely stopped as predicted. An uncomfortable hour or so. Elam touch into danger. Well won there at the back by Balchik, I do believe. And he wins a free kick for his hustle. 31 out of 32 starts, every single start in the 30-game league campaign for young Gabby Valchik, who was 17 turning into 18 midway through the season. That's an incredible feat for an academy graduate as they won promotion last year. He'll have heads turning this year. Played long in behind to Payne and is threatening. It's not quite coming to Buzanis, who had to come out of his box, and he was decisive in that action, which was good to see. Kasalovic slows things down. Ilic slows it down even more as Tupainen and tries to lead the sole man press. Now Prospect put the pinch on. It's been cleared away by Spartans over Kyra's head. Easy pickings for Stefan Giglio. No clean sheet yet in his 9 games played. Missed 1. None in the cup either. Nice turn there by Dimos Vlachos to find Di Martino. 15 finding 14, finding number 9 Tupainen, who squares it back out here for Dimos Vlachos, who looks for the curling ball. That's a really good ball. And Rio Hirose is there and somehow blazes it into the car park. From 6 yards out. Unbelievable. Oh, what a miss that was. Let's watch it back on replay here. Look at the work here. Wonderfully done by Tupainen. Di Martino was involved too, but this cross here by Dimos Vlachos, that touch off the chest is great by a man with small stature. And then blasted over, but not from the lack of trying. That was brilliant by Prospect, who, yes, have started the better of the two here. Nice flick on, 1-2. He was onside. Can they deliver the ball? Then he was not onside, and that ball goes into the top of the netting anyway. Bit of a waste, in truth. To the bench we go finally. You got good eyes, Matty.
Is it 22?
Oh, Newcastle Jets have equalised in the late stages of their A-League men's match. That's huge. That could just about bring the championship, or the premiership, I should say, to them. Well, that's Riley Chapel Academy graduate going off.
I think it's 22.
If it is 22, it's Christian Niskimben, who has spent more than a decade at the club. That does look like Christian Niskimben, who's 27 years old this year. He was just married earlier in the year. It was a fantastic-looking ceremony. Welcome to the half match of the round, if you like. Welcome to the VELLA Cup, Christian Niskimben. He's a central player, which means that I think that Darcy Ellen will switch out to the left-hand side. That does look like what's eventuated. Dimos Vlahos, well, this is really testing. Are they going to? They're not going to be able to pick that ball up. He's done really well, Gilio, though, hasn't he? Aiden Kyra. Okan does really well. First up there from the skim, and could be an assist towards Elam's side netting. It would have rustled the feathers and made those fans on the far side thought maybe they'd double their advantage, but not to be. First of 3 substitute windows have been used on a single sole one, as Niskimbin enters as the number 10 in 22. Spent 11 years at the club across 2 stints. First for 5 years, and then spent some time at Marconi, and now back in Skimbin, which is approaching into its 6th year now. So coming on 11. Dad been part of the club for a long while too. Another family whose surname's rather quite strong in terms of resonating in this corner of the footballing world. To Payne, and I've been impressed with his hold-up play. Michael Singh, they need to find the big number 9 in behind a couple of times. There's options at the back stick. Oh, that's a really, really good ball! That is the best chance of the game for either team. It was an incredible ball in by Michael Singh. An incredible ball to his namesake. And Praneet Singh, who has 5 to his name this year, has blazed over, and I'm asking how. Prospect's going to be left licking their wounds, it seems. Look at this ball. That is absolutely gorgeous. And Anthony Bouzanis is having a conniption asking the question of his defence, or he actually might be asking if the offside flag should have been raised. Either way, Ellamore, he put his head into a really dangerous area, did Sean bidding. Anyway, it's back with Bouzanis now. It's the Prospect boys who are doing more of the warming up. The Spartans boys nowhere to be seen. They're all huddled in on the cold old bench. There's a few of them out there on the sides. But it's looking like the Prospect boys might be the first ones after the Niskimbin sub to come on. A bit of firepower perhaps needed. A lovely touch Niskimbin and really well read there. It's quite quiet out there, isn't it? So you can hear everything happening. Kyra, absolutely gorgeous play from him. Blocked off, needed to be, because Bangura, whose head is in his hands right now, because that chance would have fallen straight to his dominant right boot. And he would have had the easiest of chances to double his tally for the season. Corner to be delivered in by the Spartans. Oh, really good ball, but Okan was there for the umpteenth time from a defensive set piece. Bartolotto is there, drops it back into Casello, who's living dangerously with that under-hit pass. Okan is there, he wins it again. Ilic sends it into the sky, and once again Di Martino rises highest, goes down in a heap. Oh. Well, there's a free kick right on the line. I think that's Austin Booth, who maintained his lofty position on the pitch. He's asking the question, if there was a boot that came into me there, which we'll watch on replay, which will come through in just a second, then it's got to be a card.
He had the card out. I think the referee put it back in his pocket.
Well, it might even be a darker shade of card. Referee saying, go away, go away. Ooh, I'm not sure, Okan, if he'll be okay.
He's got the card out, back in his pocket.
Okan. Has he survived this? He's pleading his case. Three on the wall is the call by Stefan Giglio, who is keeping last year's promotion-winning keeper Zach Northey on the bench. In the wall is the call, and Gabri Valchik, who's quite tall, despite being a teenager still, will join it.
Dangerous.
Told to leave the wall.
Dangerous free kick taker here.
Hugely dangerous. 8 to his name in approaching 11 games. A goal in 80% of his matches heading into this. He picked up an assist earlier. That ball is as close to being in the area as can be. It is just out there is a rather tall four-man wall. It is Aiden Kyra who goes through it. It was blocked off. It's coming into Elam. It's laid off. Casella back to Elam, back to Casella. And they've given it away. Just get it in the box, lads. And cleared into Casella and out for a throw. Whew. My word. Spartans with it. Okan is there, who is not cautioned, I remind you. Kyra trying to turn it in behind as he looked to turn provider again. Bangura got the block off. It goes back to Gilio on his left. Poor touch initially, better clearance away, but out for a throw. Well, not out for a throw, out for a Spartans player to keep it in. And then eventually Prospect clear it away. Short of the halfway line as Illich hustles hard to win it out of the sky. Flicked on there to no one by Naskimman, and then Prospect causing all their own issues. They've got so many players here on this near side, and they pass it out into touch. Must be frustrating for Darren Camilleri and his coaching staff, who are very much in this game, certainly in it from a scoreboard perspective. It's only 1-0. A reminder, this is the VELLA Cup. There's been $24,000 raised for young Haley, who's been diagnosed with leukemia, and she has a 2-year journey towards recovery ahead of her. Anything you'd be willing to give and are in a position to give would be greatly appreciated by the wonderful family that is the Vellas. A time to make a coffee before he passed the ball. Illich finding his centre-back partner, who he started 11 from 11 games with this season, keeping club captain Peter Pelikanos on the bench. And a man who's won promotion with Marconi 9 years ago, back into the 2017 season, where they had one of the greatest second division campaigns in Australian semi-pro history. Lovely touch outside. Trivella pass. Good touch inside them by Elam. These two have combined once already. Might they combine again? It's going to go back towards Elam. This would be brilliant! It is absolutely sensational by Kyra in tandem with his buddy on the wing now. Darcy Elam, goal number 6, then goal number 7, and he's a social media star within seconds. That is gorgeous by the league-leading Spartans.
Wow, what a finish, what a ball. Great team goal.
Oh, mesmerising football. Look at this. This is somewhat unprecedented at this level. The ball comes from the crossfield switcher play to Booth, which has been brilliant to watch all night. Kyra gets the first flick. Darcy Elam gets it back. He beats one, then the second man again. Then it's a 1-2 with his man, who delivers the perfect hill of a ball. And it's a Trivella half volley finish by Darcy Elam that doubles it. It's a brace of assists and a brace of goals. The first, the assists, the providing by Aiden Kyra, switching up his play tonight. And Darcy Elam, who's now just 1 goal behind his big number 9. But that might just, and on the balance of probability, probably is just the game over right there. Spartans looking to really rip the Band-Aid off now. Kyra wants his goal after turning so selfless so many times. It's going to be a ball in favour of the corner of the Spartans. I think Prospect need an inspired sub pretty quickly.
They had their chances to get back in the game, Prospect, and it comes back to bite in the bottom, actually. Chances they had, it could be 1-1 here.
That's Stefan Gilio, the goalkeeper, who's gone down. Well, a goalkeeper with cramp. Hopefully he's okay. He turns 33 this year. Right, Okan off. Michael Singh off. Changes a foot for Prospect, down 2 goals to 0. Darren Camilleri goes to his bench.
I'm shocked with that sub. I thought he was probably their best defender there. That's gone off.
Yeah, the former Mounties man has made some fans in the commentary box tonight. That will alert you to changes. I imagine one of them will be Daniel Kraljevic, a former Spartan man himself. I imagine the other one would probably be Lachlan Cremona or Caleb Kierkegaard. In the meantime, while Prospect have made 2 subs, their goalkeeper, Stefan Gilio, is still down. He's testing his left knee here, and this is of real concern. He is back to his feet. He is moving now, but he's not moving so freely as he would like. 63 minutes played as the physio tests the structural integrity of that left knee. After all that, the Spartans will still have a corner to attack here. It's another good ball in. It's flicked towards goal by Booth. Not to be on this occasion. Darcy Allen, what a player. 2 goals on the night to keep their grip on first place. That's a massive coming together there. Darcy Allen has already got past last season's goal tally for the Blacktown Spartans, and he's done it in some 25 less games. 24 less games, in fact. A silly giveaway by Bartolotto.
He's allowed a mistake.
He is. Dimos Vlahos, then that ball's been given away once again, and finally, a bit more comprehensively, away. Skimben pushes his man out of the sky, Harry Kane style there. As Hirose has got up okay. Kai returning provider again. Oh my gosh, he's actually one of the best playmakers I've ever seen. Darcy Elam, can he get his hat-trick in a big match? Squeezes it across the face of goal and actually was so tight it went out for a throw. Equalled and bettered his goal tally from last year. He's now got 7. Last year he had 5. So he started equal tonight, and now he's gone clear. That is nearly unbelievable. Like I said, goal-scoring revelation he's turned into this year. Fantastic. A gem in the rough. Darcy Elam. Good scouting, Jimmy Demetrio. Brilliant by Spartans, but finally something doesn't bounce quite their way. They're asking for a handball. They're not going to get it. Kyra, he's been brilliant at delivering. He's been so brilliant at delivering! It hasn't crossed the line. It has not crossed the line. Kyra's robbed of a hat-trick of assists. Elam is robbed of an actual hat-trick of goals. In one of the craziest turn of roles I've ever seen. These two have combined with metronomic mastery here tonight.
He might be the most assist in the competition after tonight, the way he assists in plays everywhere.
Might just be as Booth kicks it up into the sky. That's certainly not a pass back there. The first kick out of the entire evening, I believe. Bangura, well, we've been joined by a man who's been integral to putting all things that are good together here tonight. Mr. Owen Leaf, Spartans and BDSFA General Manager. Pleasure to have you on here. We've raised $24,000 for a family that are in need of something in that nature and even more.
That's
love
incredible.
And money. It's been amazing. You've been an integral part of it. Are you happy to say that you've been involved in what's proved to be an amazing project?
Really proud, of the whole football community. Really, it's a team effort, as it always is. Something that really struck me tonight, walking around the ground, was the number of different BDSFA club tracksuits that I saw in and around Blacktown Football Park. To hear that, it's made a real impact, and it's going to help the VELLA family, through this tough time is incredible.
Brian VELLA, obviously been at Prospect for 20-plus years in the NPL and local space, but he's also been on the BDSFA board. Just before your time as the BDSFA GM, what's your interactions been like with him? If they are few and far between, I'm sure they've been good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've come cross paths a few times. Had numerous...
I might just interrupt you here, sorry, because Ellen's about to be on for his hat-trick here if he cuts inside. As he gives it back to Bangura, the chance goes begging. Sorry to interrupt you,
That's
sir.
all right, no worries. I think, you can tell, he's one... he's a gentleman, he's honest, and, I think he's got a really good footballing brain, and I think you can see that through the success that Prospect United have had, both within the Football New South Wales leagues, but also within the BDSFA. And yeah, like he's a fantastic bloke, and like it's just so good to see everybody coming together for him tonight and his family.
That it is. The number 24,000, it could have even grown since I last looked at it about 20 minutes ago. What do you have to say to the people that have helped to get to that number?
Thank you so much, guys. I mean, there's not really that much else to say. It's just been an incredible team effort. I think everybody knows it's a tough time with everything that's going on in the world, and it's hard for people to make a living. So to be able to make a small sacrifice to help the VELLA family, it's just it's incredible, and it's been fantastic to be a part of this week.
Absolutely amazing. As Darcy Allen picks up the ball again and puts it in towards Kara. They're swapping roles once again. The Skimben is there and misses from point blank. A quick word on your Blacktown Spartans. 2 to the good, top of the league with 8 wins from 11. It seems as if it stays this way. There's still about a third of the game left to go. A word on your league-leading Blacktown Spartans.
Well, yeah, they've made a fantastic start to the season. Been lucky enough to see a few of the games so far. Obviously, there's a long way to go, but I think they've had a fantastic start, laid down a bit of a marker, and yeah, I think it's fair to say they're just taking it kind of each game as it comes, especially games like this against Prospect United, local derby. They're never easy. But yeah, the game against Northern Tigers last week as well was a huge win too.
Certainly it was. Last question to you, a bit of a tongue-in-cheek one. If it is to be an NPL pitch next year, is it going to be a refurbished one?
Well, that's the rumour. So that's the word on the street. I know your co-commentator Matt Hubbard. I think he's just ducked out to source some rolls of synthetic grass, and he's hopefully But the intention is to have it done at the end of 2026, ready for 2027. But send your answers for that on a postcard to Matthew Hubbard, care of Blacktown Exercise and Sports Technology Centre.
All right, Mr. Owen Lee, we'll let you get back to what you're doing. Thanks so much for your time up here on the League One men's stream here tonight. It's been a pleasure to have you involved in all things good in Spartans and BDSFA and even Prospect colours here tonight. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, and thank you very much as well, gents, for giving up your time and calling the game. Cheers.
Thanks again, Matty. We'll get you back on. Brilliantly done by the Spartans and Blacktown District Soccer Football Association General Manager, whose team are 2 to the good and sitting pretty right now. Bankstown City Lions find themselves 2 goals up against Hills United. Lovely work. Bit of interplay here. Half a chance could be falling here. Short distance comes off the crossbar once again. That's twice now the Prospect have hit the crossbar. First from Praneet Singh. That time it came off like a thunderbolt from William Di Martino against his former club. My goodness me. He's a man on a mission here tonight to try and show his old employers what he's still worth. Unbelievable strike of the football, and so unfortunate that it went over. The layoff is perfect. Look at that technique. So gracious. And so unlucky. It was Caleb Kierkegaard who laid it off to him. Another one who was part of the 18's grand final and premiership winning team from a couple of years ago alongside number 19, Gabriel Valchik. Great to see Caleb Kierkegaard on the pitch. Spelt Kierkegaard, if you like. Nordic-based surname.
I think we could all agree, seeing Prospect here tonight, you can tell they're not going to finish down the bottom of the ladder. They're matching it with Blacktown Spartans winning the league, so I think it's going to click into gear shortly for these young boys.
I think you make a really good point. And I think that they've would be leaving this game saying, on another day, I mean, sure, the Spartans could have scored more themselves, but on another day, those 2 balls come under and inside the crossbar, and we're at 2-2 right now. There's got to be the positive rhetoric they take out of this one. Booth stepping in and clearing it away. Cleared away then a bit more comprehensively by Sinozic, who's dropped in to actually play centre back for the second half of this second half. Bangora threatening off of his chest in midriff there and cleared away by Sean Bidding. William Di Martino there, who just had the best moment of the second half, even outside of goals. What a stroke of technique it was. Strong defending there, Illich. Really well done. Cleared away by Chance. left it to no chance. Header finding the Skimban, who had a really good chance himself just a couple of minutes ago too. Threatening is Kyra. Vlachos Dimos. Rio. Hirose sending out wide. Di Martino again. Back inside toward Hirose. Rio Hirose still calling for the ball. It's gone for the clip inside. Wrong wavelength there. Different wavelength there. Unfortunately for Marko Sinozic. Just over 15 minutes left to go in this one. 2-0 it is to the home side. The VELLA Cup has raised approaching $24,000. Thanks so much for your generosity as we support the family of Hayley Vella in her recovery from leukemia. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good work, Julio, to just about roll past the oppressor. Booth hasn't been shy of clearing the ball into a dangerous area. Hirose sending that away. Exactly 15 to go now. A couple of minutes will be added, I imagine, for the injury stoppage time to Julio in net. Ellen again gave it away. How's he touch? It's all right.
Pure.
On the halfway line and darting forward. Casella.
Oh,
upended.
Could be a...
That was like you on Kyle Dominici that one time.
No, I don't do them anymore.
Hundreds of viewers across Facebook and YouTube, across multiple platforms, and from members of different clubs, and of course the avid fans and fellow rivals alike in this league tuning in for footballing purposes too. Thank you so much for your support here on what was a pretty impromptu out of the blue stream. We really appreciate your support in all kinds of ways here tonight. That's a good looking ball in. And then saved at point blank range. Somehow Blake Illich doesn't have the chance to pick up a goal that would have really sealed this game off and picked up his maiden of the season. What point do they go about resting Aiden Kyra, Darcy Ellen, these super players? Blacktown Spartans, their next match up against Inter Lions, so they'll play second, last and last in tandem. And they have 8 days to prepare and rest for it too. 76 minutes played of the 90.
Prospect are going to a double change here.
Their second double change of the evening. Prospect are going to have to recover against Western City Rangers. So back-to-back dual Blacktown area derbies. The LGA and the council will be happy. Lovely work. Delivered in. Threatening was Kyra. Kept alive Casella, I do believe. Hirose with a really good roll of the body, and he wins a free kick. That's really expert work, and he's hurt himself to win that chance to get out of danger for his team. Might have actually ducked his head, unfortunately, in the process too. Still a really healthy and strong crowd here in support of these two and the greater cause, of course, tonight. 2 subs just about already. So, 15 and 14 go off. The latter, the former Spartan, off William De Martino, as does the man with arguably the greatest name out there on the pitch, in Dimos of Vlachos, in a game where he helped maintain a pretty good bit of midfield steel. Changes are upon us. It's Natalio Marando looking for a first senior goal. And a second change I'll alert you to in just a moment. But the youth has come on here. Daniel Kraljevic just below us as well. It came to Marando, who is, of course, a Marconi youth former representative. Kraljevic in the number 3 jersey, just underneath our eyes. He's made 7 of 11 starts so far, including the Oz Cup. That becomes 7 out of 12, including the Oz Cup here tonight. Reduced to a roll off the bench for reasons unbeknownst to me. Let's see what he can prove in these last 10 plus or so. Living a little dangerously. Pouzanis being hounded, but he's quite composed. 30 years of footballing experience between the sticks shown right there to keep his level head. Prospect keeping it alive. You could also let it through his legs. And just about keeping it. Somehow he's kept it. He'd be a futsal star if he played. Handball is the call. The claim not given. Bangura picks it up for the Spartans on the far side, hugging the touchline. Skimben keeping it alive with a triangle form with his right back and his central midfielder. And now Bangura gets involved. This is beautiful again by Spartans in behind. Elam on a hat-trick. He's a little wayward from goal. Can he curl onto his left? He blasts it on his right. He bangs a hat-trick. He goes level with Aidan Kyra after he was provided it by his striker again. It's one of the best co-performances in League One men's all season, and maybe for the best part of a decade. These two are like 1 and 2. They are the best of footballing friends, and they are on the same wavelength here tonight.
Quality player, quality finish, quality goal from Blacktown Spartans.
A first Blacktown Spartans hat-trick for Darcy Elam, who in the space of 80 minutes has gone from having equalled his goal-scoring feats of last season to going 3 ahead of them in round 11, with 10 still left to play. Don't put a poker past him. It is a performance of clinical nature. It is the kind of performance that begins real murmurs and conversations of, hey, promotion could be on the cards. Kyra involved again, turning provider. He's been exceptional to watch tonight too, as Angus Chance blistered forward. Good touch inside there by Elam. He's on 4. There's Kyra. Back to Elam. Surely they can intervene at some point, Prospect, but even though they know what's coming, they can't stop it. Absolutely stupendous. 2-0 still to Bankstown City Lions across the pond. Out at Jensen. Kyra turning provider again. Elam is there. Can he cut in behind? He's everything he touches turned to gold so far. He's at an acute angle here. He cuts back in. He's still kept it. Oh, this is brilliant as Bangura hounds in. It was cleared away. Handball was the call on Praneet Singh. He did, in fact, touch it with a part that's deemed a handball. 9 minutes left to go.
Looks like Spartans are going for a double change here too.
Well, down is Blake Illich.
Club captain might be coming on.
Well, utter woke nonsense if the goalkeeper and the centre-backs are the 2 players cramping up. What is this? No, in all seriousness, an injury concern for Blake Illich. Off he goes, reigning player of the year, stepping off. Or is he? No, he's going to be tasked with staying on for just a couple of minutes longer as the subs prepare themselves. Skimben standing over the ball. And Skimben has a goal to his name this year. He's a real good 35 yards from goal. So the end of the night, I believe that is for Kosalovic. So he's betted his 63 minutes of last year. Well, I should say last round. And he's just about ready for a full 90 minutes, I would say. But not needed here today, and maybe against Inter Lions, where you would imagine Spartans are a shoo-in for the victory. He might just get that. 2 subs have been made. We'll alert you to who they are just momentarily.
3 subs.
Peter Pelikanos, the club captain, comes on. 3 subs, you're right. That looks like Abbas Reda, who also won the match of the round with his solitary goal provided by Casella against Western City Rangers in the match of the round in round 2.
Is that Dion that's come on as well?
Hopefully. Now Skimben goes for it himself. Julio, easiest work of him for the night. Right down the throat. Dion Carl in the 19 jersey. Indeed it is. The mid-range teenager comes on to provide some dribbling excellence, you imagine. Calling for the switch of play, some of these prospect boards on their side, including Kralovic. This is here Daniel Kraljevic. Asking a lot of Praneet Singh. Flicking it expertly, but unfortunately to an opposition player, Dion Carl. On the ground where he's made his Spartans debut as the youngest ever man or woman, boy or girl, as a 15 and something year old. Prospector preparing a sub. Off goes Marko Tupainen. 27-year-old makes way. Possibly the final change of the evening. Kraljevic looking for a white jersey. Hirose is there. Been prospect's best, and on cue though he gives it away. Dion Carl. So no Abbas Reda, I lied to you. As Pelikanos picks up the ball for the first time of note since coming on for the last 10. Bouzanis feeding it through the midfield line of Prospect beautifully, but Bangura gives it away, and Bouzanis was out of position. And Prospect gave it away. They've struggled as the game has gone on. Spartans have looked superior in terms of fitness and physicality, you'd have to say. The VELLA Cup going the way of the Blacktown Spartans, thanks, I would say, two-handedly. One from Elam, one from Aiden Kyra. Those two can raise the trophy themselves tonight. A silly giveaway. And Kyra going from distance. Such great technique, but right down the midriff of a grateful Giglio. Josh Bartolotto picks it up by the chalk, sends it back to his captain, already donning the armband. Angus Chance. Been forced to a bit part player off the bench role for Peter Pelikanos in the 14 jersey. For 3 years, he played pretty much every game in back fives and back fours. But Illich and Booth, you can't quite drop those two right now. Niskimbin wins a corner. 5 minutes or even less to go. Can't imagine the referee will add on too much time on a night where no more rain has fallen since about the 55th minute. Matty Hubbard, have you got a pick for player of the match? I can imagine it's only one or two people.
You can't go past hat-trick hero.
I don't think you can. Although the man who's provided all three has been pretty darn good too. In-swinger about to be delivered in. Two hands have been raised. Ball towards the backstick. Great ball, should be a shoe-in for a goal. It is. Simple finish by Aiden Kyra. Well, he's just picked up his 4th goal contribution of the evening. It is a superlative performance. I'm almost running out of them to describe the way in which he's come out here in the VELLA Cup to dominate. The man is an NPL player in the waiting, it seems. He's an Oz Championship goal scorer. And when the live stream cameras are on, he always lights up. Aiden Kyra nods in from a couple of centimetres out to pick up goal number 9 of the year, to go with his 3. Yes, 3. Choke on it 3 that he's picked up here this evening too. 4-0 to the Blacktown Spartans. And they have been worth every penny.
They did make a sub. Number 21, Alex, has gone off. I'm not sure who's come on, but...
So Alex Casella goes off. I imagine it'll be placed by namesake Alexander Tryanovsky, would be my guess. Bangura and the Spartans are going again. I think that's Tryanovsky running the underlapping run. It's cleared away by Sean Bidding. If I'm neighbouring teams watching this Spartans performance tonight, I'm a little worried. The way in which Aiden Kyra has probably just taken the Player of the Match award away from Darcy Ellen with his 4th goal contribution, which leaves him atop of the mountain, at least tonight, has been mesmerising. 88 minutes played.
Even
Paul
down,
Araujo, sorry.
even down 4-0, you have to give Prospect credit. They're still trying to play and not just, trying to go long. They're trying to keep the ball. So good on the young kids for, trying still at this stage at 4-0. It is hard to do.
Most certainly, their most senior players off the pitch now. It's a mix of 20s and their budding youngsters. The Prospect Academy has always run hot. A real good area of catchment that they have around them. A lot of former Spartans players have made their way over. A lot of them have done the inverse. Kraljevic, one of them. Picks it back up here. Give it away after receiving it back from Marando. Paul Araujo is the one who's come on. Picked up a goal already in the first round of the season from a Hakoa man. Hot shot from distance here. This could be excellent. In the end, excellent handling from Anthony Bouzanis, who keeps a clean sheet.
Did not panic at all there, the keeper.
And when you can touch the crossbar with your nose, you don't really need to. Let's have a look at the way Spartans play out here. Pelikanos was just shunted to the ground. Free kick given, approaching now 90 minutes exactly. 6 minutes past 10 o'clock as well on this lovely old Friday night. At the discretion of the referee as to how much time is left after Pelikanos won that free kick on a day where Aiden Kyra's picked up 3 assists, Darcy Ellen 3 goals, and then Kyra a goal for himself too. $23,000 plus, almost $24,000 raised for Hayley Vella, young lady who is bravely battling after a leukemia diagnosis ahead of a 2-year recovery, which she's just undergoing the start of now. Thank you so much for supporting us to this point in the live stream, supporting the Vella family and Hayley herself, who was watching throughout the stream. Great to be in the presence of such a great group of people. Added on time we are into, in fact, Prospect just trying to get to the sheds as quickly as they can. They give the ball away into touch. It'll be a throw in. Into Lions await this star-studded Spartan side. Western City Rangers for the visiting Prospect. Won't have to go too far for their next away date. They'll have Rondalmere after that at home. So they get to be in this vicinity for a little while, which is nice for them. I'm here to pass on a message from Hayley herself. Now, she wanted to say a heartfelt thank you, and the family that are by the hospital bed say that they are overwhelmed by the love and support for young Hayley. Thank you, everyone. A heartwarming message. Absolutely wonderful, guys. Thank you for your efforts to getting to this point, as that offside flag will remain down as the ball delivers in. Should be cleared away, and is. A wonderful occasion, which has also given us a wonderfully entertaining 4-goal football match, which we are approaching the end of. Just a final thank you before we hear the final whistle. Kraljevic. Vangura swapping wings again. Can he get through this mess? Can't quite. Given away. Kierkegaard runs into the box. Really good progressive one. Good block there by the captain of Spartans. Captain Sparta. Prospect win a corner. Bouzanis with a bit of French to remind his defence and teammates that they are not to let this clean sheet slip now. Their last clean sheet was actually a long, long time ago. Believe it or not, Western City Rangers in the match of the round. They haven't kept a clean sheet since round 2. This is round 11. Oh, that nearly became another one. Eight in a row without a clean sheet. But this is about to be the 9th that breaks that duct. Bouzanis desperate because they know that defence wins you titles, and in this case, wins you promotion. They don't want that dreaded playoff, although it can bring the greatest celebrations of any footballing moment. Prospect deliver another ball in. Header comes in off the post. Prospect hit the woodwork for the 3rd time in the game. And again, Darren Camilleri must be wondering what Spartans have done to these posts, because they just seem to have a magnet in them and the ball. That's 3 times, twice in this second half, where they have crashed either the crossbar or the uprights. And again, it's nearly a moment where I just have to say, that's unbelievable. How close can you get? Once, twice, thrice. Still we go on. Nearly 4 minutes have been played. Praneet Singh, who also hit the crossbar earlier this game. That ball's gone dead, and that'll do it. The referee brings the end to the VELLA Cup, a fantastic occasion, providing us 4 wonderful goals. Spartans remain on top of the League One men's, looking good and hot for promotion. A first clean sheet in their 9th attempt since their last. Matty Hubbard, what a fantastic game and occasion it has been.
Yes, I'd like to say football's the winner at the end of the day. Well done to the community for getting down and supporting Brian and his family. And, you know, shout out to Hayley. She'll, as I said, she'll smash this and she'll get past this, and we're all with you and we're thinking about you. So good luck with everything, and well done to both teams tonight.
Indeed. Thank you to the Vellas. Thank you to the BDSFA, to Prospect, to Spartans, who put together this utterly fantastic event where, as I remind for the final time, nearly $24,000 has been raised for the young lady who is going through a real tough time at the moment and has a 2-year-long recovery from leukemia ahead of her. But this, in tandem with the financial aid, we both hope, Maddie and I both hope, is going to be of real good and meaningful help, so that the VELLA family that have given so much to this end of the football, and all 3 entities present in preparing for tonight, the Spartans, the Blacktown Spartans, I should say, Prospect, and of course the BDSFA in general and Greater Blacktown Association. Goal scorers tonight, 3 times. Thrice it was for Darcy Ellum, 3 times provided by Aidan Kyra, who picked up his 9th goal of the season to go close to being back on top of that golden boot race. It was an utterly fantastic performance from the number 11 and the number 9. Kyra picking up his own goal right at the end. Not an own goal, his own goal to go with his 3 assists for a 4-goal contributing night. Utterly, utterly brilliant and deadly going forward. The Spartans team are going to be hard to stop. They'll go, of course, to Interlions. Prospect will go and recover, or at least attempt to, against Western City Rangers. A final call to some of those players who stood out for you tonight, Matty?
Yeah, I think Prospect, you know, Dimos, whatever, he was quality there, 15. And you can't go past the hat-trick hero, but Kyra up front, my God, he's touching the ball. I don't think he'll... If Spartans stay in this league, I think next year you'll see him back in the NPL. What a quality striker he is.
Not even from the perspective of he's, you know, wouldn't want to stay at Spartans, but I just want to see him play in a league where his qualities can be brought out into their most colourful. He is just thrilling to watch. Thanks so much once again, guys. A final call to head to that GoFundMe link if you haven't already, but thank you to those who have and those who plan to in the near, not so near, I hope, future. Thank you so much once again for your help and support in getting to this event. Congratulations to the home side Spartans, who remain top. Congratulations to Prospect, who have to recover. My name is Mark DePoli. Matty Hubbard's been alongside me through every step of the way. Thank you for being here too, Matty. And we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you very much.